My question is, recently I read and I understood the hadith of the two men fighting with the sword. And so the conclusion is, if somebody has strong desire to do something, strong intention, and he almost does it, but he doesn't, he gets stopped by something that is not the fear of Allah, he has the same punishment.
So basically, Brother Abdullah's question is about the intention, whether it's firm to do a sin or not, because we have what seems to be conflicting evidences. One says, whoever intends to do a sin and he does not do it, there is no sin recorded against him, and Allah will record a good deed for him. So this, in comparison to when two Muslims meet with their swords, both of them, the murderer and the killed, the victim, are in hell. So this companion said, okay, the murderer, we know he's in hell because he's the perpetrator. What about the man who was killed? The Prophet said he was keen on killing his friend or brother or the one who he was fighting, but he could not do it, so he died, he lost. So now we have two seemingly conflicting evidences, and there's no conflict, alhamdulillah. The intention of doing a sin and refraining from doing it is a good deed. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah the Almighty has forgiven my ummah for my sake for whatever intrusive thoughts that come to their minds, as long as they do not talk about it nor act upon it. So the one who intended to make a sin, then he refrained without talking to anybody about it nor acting upon it. This is forgiven and he will be granted a good deed. Unlike the one who was actually fighting with the sword, he intended it. The firm intention is his heart to do it, but he was prevented due to conditions not within his reach. In this case, no, he will be sinful. And I'll give you a final quote of the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, this world belongs to four people. One, Allah blessed him with lots of wealth and lots of knowledge. So he acts upon his knowledge and he squanders his money in the ways of Allah. The second person is a person whom Allah has given him knowledge but no wealth. So he says to himself, if I had money, I would have done with the money what the first man does. So his firm intention is, if Allah would have blessed him with money, he would have squandered it in means of that please Allah Azza wa Jal. The third person is a person whom Allah did not give knowledge, but gave him wealth. So he squanders his wealth in haram means. And he goes clubbing and consumes intoxicants and deals with riba and buys haram things. So he lives a lavish life and he's ignorant of Allah. He doesn't worship Allah Azza wa Jal. The fourth one, the last one, someone whom Allah has not given wealth nor knowledge. And he says, if I were like this millionaire who spends in lavish lifestyle and haram things, I would have done exactly the same thing. The Prophet says, they, the last two, are in the same level of sin. Exactly like the first two, the one with the knowledge and wealth and the one with the knowledge and no wealth, are in the same level of good deeds, though the poor one does not have money, but due to his intention, Allah granted him the same level. And that fourth person, due to his ignorance and intention of doing sins, Allah granted him the same level of sins, and Allah knows best.